explain.
We can.
You know, life gets in the way, school.
We're college students. That's kind of actually why we decided to do the video today. I know we said we'd do like something super fun this next one, but honestly, like, it's too much right now and we don't have time.
Yeah. So as you can see by the title of this video, we're going to be talking to y'all about college, university life, classes, all that fun
like
stuff.
how to handle it all.
Yeah, and I wanted to give you like an overview of what our life is like in college, kind of our schedule, and some like tips and tricks and like hacks. I guess, but there's no real hacks. Everyone's
and it works for different, like different things work for different people, so it might not all work the same.
As you'll see, Natalia and I's schedules are pretty different.
So we're gonna start by telling you like kind of our day-to-day so that you understand why it's so crazy.
And kind of like just our a day in the life. So I'm taking 4 classes, but that equals out to 15 credit hours, which for most universities that is like a full-time student. So I'm a full-time student, and then I also have an internship, which I go in 3 days a week. It's super flexible. So so I have my internship but I have worked while going to college, so like it is.
And that's basically the same thing. An internship is like the same amount of time, essentially.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Except there is just a little more leeway, I guess, where a job is mostly like, depending on your employer. No shade to my former employers, by the way, if any of y'all are watching. So yeah, school, internship, and then I guess another thing that takes up a big time is like the gym, which it's not a big amount of time, but it is like, it's in that top like priority list. The gym is up there for me personally. So I do always make an effort to go get some sort of activity or run 6 times a week. So that's my little, basically my top 3 things that I basically have every day or almost every day of the week.
So my days are usually, I'm also a full-time student, so I have 15 credit hours, but I have 5 classes instead of 4. So that can be a little bit overwhelming because they're all like reading heavy classes, and we're juniors. So at this point we're like in our upper level, upper division classes. So that's a lot. So I have my 15 credit hour classes, I guess. I also have an internship. I don't mind saying it's with Grassroots Leadership. And for them I put in 15 hours a week too. So that's a lot. And then unlike Mira, Mira, don't call her Mira. Don't call her Mira because she'll get salty unless you know her.
You have to be, on the list of who can say Mira. And if you're not on that list and you do, you got problems.
So that's why I don't want to like
It's happened before, that's what she's explaining.
Okay, so I have school, I have work/internship, and then I'm in an organization. I'm not going to say that one. I'm in an organization. So I have meetings like at least once a week, but usually it's about like 2 or 3 times because there's like events, and like this upcoming week I'll have a meeting on Tuesday, and on Wednesday I'll also have to help host an event. And then like it's a point system and all of that. I'm sure like if anyone watching is in an organization, like you get it. But I have that too. I don't do the gym because no time, and walking is frankly enough.
And also going back to the whole organizations, if you're like in clubs and stuff, if you don't go to university or you're just unaware, a lot of the organizations, like because everyone's busy during the day with classes, a lot of the times these meetings are at night, and like they can run up to like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night, in addition to all your classes that you have that day. So that's just another thing to keep in mind.
I forgot one. So right now, I want to be a lawyer. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. And so I'm a junior, so this is like the time when I have to study for my LSAT.
That's literally a class.
Yeah, it really is a class because I'm supposed to be putting in like 20 hours a week for LSAT studying. So in addition to everything, LSAT takes up a lot of time.
Which if you think about it, 20 hours a week is considered like a part-time job. Usually like that's the max. So not only 20 hours a week for LSAT, but also a 15-hour a week for internship. So it's a lot. We are busy people, and like some weeks are more like heavier than others. Like I know office hours for some reason that always like takes up time in my schedule. I don't know why. Like the week of a test, I will be in my teacher's office hours like all the time. So like that will take up a lot of room too. And then also on campus, there's sometimes these really cool like lectures. Like people are traveling from like cool countries with all this like awesome background research done, and they present. Like you have to take advantage of that. And so then again, those also kind of come in spurts, and you want to go to them. So that's like another thing you have to like work.
Or when you have to do it for extra credit.
Or extra credit, and you have. If it's extra credit, like it is a must. Like no matter what I have to do, I will be there. And also, not to mention, we do have to like, I don't want to say commute. But we have to walk about 30 minutes just to and from school. So if you think about that, that is 1 hour of your day, like just walking.
Wasted.
Yeah, wasted. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna, as you heard, we have hectic schedules, and I'm sure other people will too. And we have to do things like do laundry.
We're domestic.
Take some time.
Yes.
So yeah, so we're gonna start with how we manage it essentially.
Yeah, how we manage what we do. So a big thing for me is obviously like planning, making sure that I've written everything down, due dates, if I have a test. Like I honestly, last semester I was bad about studying for tests. I'd honestly just study the night before, but this time we're changing that. So I will like put like push like 3 to 4 days out of the test. So I'll write down study for test, study for test, study for test, study for test. So planning is like a big thing. There's like that phrase, what is it? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Right.
So that's just straight facts.
I
Pause. We need to make sure in Italian.
technical difficulties. Okay, keep going.
What else? What was the question?
How you manage all of it?
So planning, honestly, and you just have to prioritize what's important to you. I'm kind of bad at this because I like to watch YouTube videos, so sometimes
Oh my gosh, ask Amira about anything on YouTube.
But to help that, like I'll try to like merge the two. So like while I'm getting ready, I'll watch YouTube videos, so that like kills two birds in one stone. So definitely trying to like, I don't know if there's a word for that, just like doing multitasking. Yes, multitasking if you can, like that's amazing. I don't like studying while on the bus commute. That's like another example of multitasking. So multitasking, planning, also getting enough sleep. I know a lot of
Let me tell you, disclaimer, Amira, unlike literally every college student in the whole world, gets 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Every single night.
I am a big proponent of 8 hours of sleep. Number one, it's because my workouts suffer when I don't get 8 hours of sleep. My brain suffers when I don't get 8 hours of sleep. I'm probably cranky when I don't get 8 hours of sleep because my body's used to 8 hours of sleep. Obviously, there's certain like circumstances like the nights before a test, well, I may have to reduce that, maybe 7. So no, I'm kidding. But I think also trying to sleep will just make you have a clear like mental headspace, which is beneficial for all those other things you have to do for that day. So yeah, those are my little tips.
So mine, honestly, they're pretty similar. It is scheduling. For some people, like a GCal works. I know a lot of people at school use a GCal. I use a planner. The same thing. So people use GCal. I like seeing stuff like in a planner, and I like being able to check it off. I'm a big proponent of check boxes. I know that sounds silly, but like the moment you like, it kind of pushes you to complete something, because for me it stresses me out to see all these check boxes that are like I still have to do. But once I check it off, I'm like, okay, I'm getting stuff done. So I like that, and I feel like I can't really. I'm sure you can do it on GCal, but I don't want that. So I have my planner, and I live and die by my planner. Just like Amira, that messes me up. I would say Amira. Just like Amira, I like at the beginning, I look at my syllabi and I go through and I literally put in like all of my tests. And same, honestly, it depends what kind of class it is, because there's some where you need more help than others. So when I do like French, kicks my butt. So like I'm starting to study today for my test on Wednesday. So, but like other classes, I could study like 1 or maybe 2 days, like maybe 1 day, 2 days usually. But yeah, depending on that. Sleep, honestly, Amir gets 8 hours every night. I definitely do not get 8 hours every night, but I combat that with naps. I'm a big proponent of naps because really, definitely you have to get into like that perfect time, or else you wake up more tired, or like you just hate life. So yeah, definitely a good amount of nap time. And then I think that would be it for managing it. Just planning. Planning is big.
And then I thought of one more thing, like regarding to planning. I still do this. I don't know the technical term, like timetabling. So hour by hour, if it's a super busy day, like back to back, I just I write hour by hour what I have to do. And so that's just another clear way to see what you're doing that day, what you have time for, what you may think you don't have time for, but you actually do, and you see, oh, I can squeeze it, and then like doing my homework in this hour and a half between these 2 classes. So if you're into that, like super, that's like kind of, maybe a little, people may say that's like too much.
Yeah.
But for a very extreme, like busy days, then I think it's a good thing. And if you ever suffer from like, I don't know, like I guess like anxiety with like, oh my god, I have so much to do, blah, blah, blah. And like, don't keep it up here, like put it somewhere, put it on a GCal, put it on a planner, just so that you have a visual.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about our ways that we cope with stress.
And we have lots of it.
Yeah. So, do you wanna go first?
Yeah, okay. So, for me, coping with stress is like little simple things. I think when we have super busy days, like obviously you can't just go out or go do whatever, like
Get your nails done.
right, like whatever things you usually do to make yourself feel really good. But it can be something as simple as like just pausing what you're doing and getting up and like going to get a snack. I'm a big snacker, so that's like a reward for me. Like if I'm doing something and I'm just super stressed out, like just putting it down and going to do something that like makes me happy. It doesn't have to be like something super intense,
right?
But or even just like I'll think like, oh, I also have to call my mom today, so I'll call my mom in that amount of time. So it like utilizes my brain space somewhere else. I'm not thinking about like, oh, I have to be doing this homework right now. So I think that's a good one. Just give yourself a breather. Sometimes I take naps. That one may not.
The answer to everything
is a nap. And sometimes that may not be like the smartest decision, but sometimes it's also just what works. Like I prefer staying up a little later and just feeling better about it than like being miserable until like an earlier time. So that helps for me. Also, honestly, it helps to have someone there all the time. Like we'll literally be in this living room doing homework, and then we'll just be like, oh, I hate this, and we'll start talking or something, and then we'll laugh for a little while, and just like that little pause of having a conversation about something that isn't homework, or talking about homework, but like complaining about it.
It's the best.
It works.
It's just so relieving.
So even if you don't have like your best friend living with you or like around you, like you can still just a quick phone call, like
Or honestly, like, go on Twitter, because everyone's always ranting about school on, like, some sort of social media. So.
Yeah. So those are my ways of managing stress. Yeah, just do little things to kind of make yourself a little bit happier.
Yeah. I agree with all those. So some of my ways to cope with stress, definitely, like, the little things in life. So maybe whether that's, like, taking 5 minutes and, like, maybe do some self-reflecting. I know that sounds cheesy, but like kind of like looking inwards and seeing like what you're grateful for, like turning these stresses and making them seem like, okay, yes, I'm stressed with homework, but like at least I have the ability to go to a university and to afford to attend a university. Like stuff like that, I guess, like mindfulness.
Yeah. We'll remind ourselves a lot when we're like doing stuff, and we'll be like, oh, like this is too much, I can't do this, and we'll be like, no, we're UT students. Like honestly, just hype yourself up sometimes.
Hype yourself up, yes, for sure, for sure. Always, I'm a big proponent of like, you know, working out, getting those endorphins out. That is definitely a thing. Like I know that's like another kind of like whatever everyone, you always hear that, oh, working out will make you happier, but it honestly truly does. Like it's such a great way to not think about school because you're focused on whatever physical activity you're working on. So yeah, working out, practicing mindfulness, again, like calling like your friends or family from home, I think is always good.
I saw this thing somewhere, sorry,
No,
where it was like, talk to yourself like you would to a best
I
friend.
love that.
And I think that's a really good thing to live by. Like, obviously, you wouldn't tell your best friend, like, you're stupid, you're gonna flunk out of college. Like, so
That's
think
so
about
real.
yourself as your best friend because you should be your best friend.
Yeah. So,
And I think in university, or really like it could even be high school, middle school, wherever, a big thing we do is compare ourselves to other people. And I think that just puts an immense amount of stress that you really don't need. Like thinking about, oh, that person has 5 internships, like they've gone here and they've gone here. Like sure they have, but like you've done other things that that person hasn't, and you have other skills that that person doesn't. So comparing yourself to people is just a really bad mind game to play. So
I think there'll always be people better than you and worse than you.
yeah,
Like, I mean, that's just how life works, so you shouldn't.
yeah.
It's not.
Just focus on your goal and do it.
Any
This
other
is turning so
stress?
inspirational.
I know, but I really hope y'all are. I mean, a lot of this is self-explanatory, but maybe you learned something new. And if y'all have any ways to relieve stress that we didn't answer, that isn't illegal. Leave them down. Leave them down below because we would like to know, like, what do y'all do to relieve stress?
Yeah. And it might work for someone else.
Yeah. Are there any other ways to relieve stress? Definitely like take steady breaks, don't like be like crazy on your laptop for 12 hours straight writing a paper. Like take steady breaks. Watch a YouTube video for 5 minutes.
And I think that goes along with planning. Like, yes, if you leave everything for the day before, you're gonna be stressed. And
10 out of
like,
10.
you're not gonna be able to manage that because it's just too much. There's no way. So like, plan for that and plan. When you're planning, also make realistic plans. Like, you're not gonna be sitting down for 12 hours doing stuff. So like, give yourself times in between. Like, when you're doing the hour to hour, if you do that, don't say like, from 3 to 7, I'm gonna be studying, and then from 7 to 9, I'm gonna do this next homework. Like, no, you need to eat, you need to do this. Like, chill out.
For sure. Especially when you do make more realistic to-do lists, then you're able to check off all those boxes. And you don't have any empty boxes, because empty boxes makes you feel not the best.
Right.
So being able to check all the boxes off for that day, making yourself a realistic to-do list, like that's the way to go. You feel accomplished. You feel like, okay, I've done everything I've needed to do. I'm good. So,
Yeah. And then I think another thing for us, or at least for me, that's hard to manage, like we had a little kind of outline of like stuff that are important, and we said like managing everything. And what I meant by that, like we talked about very technical stuff like school, work, but obviously there's like family and friends and like your social life. Like school shouldn't just be about school. Like you're here to learn, but you're also here to grow as a person and relationships and all of that. So definitely also plan to make time for like the people you care about, because that's important to you too, and that'll help with everything, like with the stress managing, with the being happier, with the planning. Like everything just works when you have a good support system.
Yeah. Shout out to all of our friends and family that are watching this. You better be watching this.
And you better have watched until the end.
Don't forget to like too.
Now we got aggressive comment.
We love y'all, I swear. But yeah, good support system, because they're gonna make you feel good, and they'll also be there to remind you like why you're doing what you're doing, and it's they're the best.
True that.
Anything else? Take it day by day and just try to stay as positive as possible.
So yeah, if you want us to keep doing things like this, let us know, because we have so many more, like how to study, or
we
how
could talk for hours on like all of this, because we're juniors. We have a year and a half left of like undergrad, so bye me.
So if you want to keep seeing this type of stuff, like we will do some more challenges, and we'll do like funny stuff.
Vlogs, vlogs are coming.
Vlogs.
I swear. Just once we start
Get it together.
get our ish together.
Maybe spring break, we'll see. But yeah, yeah, let us know if you like this, if you want to see like something specific, like our study plans, our even like our social aspect, like how you handle, like I have a boyfriend, how you handle having a boyfriend, going to school, we're long distance, or like Mira, how you work out, like a workout plan, what you eat.
We can always do like videos like what we have to, you know what I mean?
What we have to offer.
Yeah. Us as individuals, because everyone has to offer something.
Yeah, and it's nice because we're like
different enough to where y'all can get a ton of content from us. Like both of our like things
lives
we do are like
significantly different. Yeah.
So, and like leave any. I'm not done. Leave any questions or comments or whatever. Like just say something. Don't be a ghost watcher.
Yeah.
Just
because we see those like
we see the
300 views, but 10 likes. Rude.
Yeah. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Right here, once again.
I'm doing like this. It's probably gonna be like here. It's fine.
And
that's it. Comment, like, subscribe, ask us questions.
Yeah,
Sorry for the delay.
Sorry for the delay.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
You can't see your hand.